The political legal environment, politics is the art or science of public influence or control. And now we've got this politicization of management. Idea of issue management is an ongoing process of identifying, evaluating, and responding to important social and political issues. And the purpose is to minimize any surprises and make more systematic and effective responses to issues. And the general political responses, depending on defending the status quo, adapting the wait and see, and proactively trying to identify and respond to crisis. What do you guys think? If you're a manager, do you have to be involved with the politics?
Part of it.
Do you prefer to be engaged in it, or to just watch it from a distance, or it's better to avoid it?
Just only care about it, watch it.
Watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. We talked yesterday about the idea of working with the environment, and we said it's important that maybe you look into what they do in the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yeah.
This way you're aware of any legal issues or political issues. Someone's got the phone ringing. You want to pick up your phone? Thank you. Now we've got here management political response continuum. We've got reactive, natural, and proactive. Reactive companies that will depend on the status quo. These people will defend it. They will actively fight any government intervention. Neutral businesses, these people they will watch and see. And proactive companies, they will improve performance to avoid any political attacks and government interventions. So if the companies, they see a new tax law, they go and say, no, we don't want to have this new, value-added tax. Some companies, they will say, okay, let's wait and see. Once the government requires us, we will do it. If they don't, it's okay. Some companies are more proactive. They will go and talk to the government before it actually put a law into place. Political legal environment, we've got some specific political strategies. Some companies, they will do campaign financing, political action committees, PACs. Some companies, they will actually go and send lobbyists. Do you guys know what's a lobbyist? If you go to the parliament or Congress, many of regulatory bodies, you go there and you talk to the people who are decision making or lawmakers, and you tell them, hey, look, this law has those advantages and those disadvantages, and we want you to do this because 1, 2, 3, 4. Those people who go and talk to the government officials are called lobbyists. Okay. So that's lobbying, when you actually go and you campaign financing is when you support by financial mean some political parties. Do you guys remember اخترناك 2006 presidential campaign? The idea was we're supporting this particular political party, hoping that their support is going to generate results or decisions or policies that will help them in the long run. Coalition building. Coalition building happens when, if the government is going to put a new law and it's going to affect your industry and you don't want to respond alone, you want to create a coalition. So basically you go talk to the other business owners who are in the same industry as you are and agree, let's do this or that. For example, just last week, Yemen Bankers Association got together and said, hey, we, the banks, would like to make this statement. And they put it on the news, and they go and they talk to the government and say, hey, look, we want to do 1, 2, 3, please. Indirect lobbying is when you go and you advocate through advertising indirectly. So you're not talking to the government, rather, you're building the public awareness about what you want to do and what you think is good to be done as a law. Now we've got this increased personal legal accountability, increases in demand for accountability. Anyone have heard of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act? Anyone have heard about this? In the year 2000, there used to be a company called Enron. And if anyone have heard of Enron? Enron was an oil company, and it was a big corporation. And this corporation, do you guys remember in your accounting class when you do the entries? Sometimes if you spend money for advertising, what happens? This is money you want to expense it, right? These people, instead of expensing some of their expenses, they used to capitalize it. So instead of you make advertising as an expense, you make it advertising as a capital. You see, as an intangible fixed assets maybe. And when you capitalize it, it makes your balance sheet big. But in fact, there is nothing in it. This company, it was worth some $5 billion or so. I don't remember exact figure, but it bankrupted in one day, and then 2-3 other companies bankrupted in the same period, and that led to an increased demand for accountability. And what we mean by accountability is that the responsibility of something wrong happens in the company is not on the company, rather on the individual who took the decisions. You see? So if you're a manager of a company and you make something wrong, they will not close the company. They will take you to jail. You see? So that's another issue of the importance of political legal accountability and its increase. Political legal implications for management, increasing use of legal audits. Many companies now, they have a legal audit. Just like you have a financial audit, you have to have a legal audit. And there is a use of alternative dispute resolution, ADR. Settling disputes with less costly methods. Anyone have heard of arbitration and mediation? Arbitration and mediations are examples of the alternative dispute resolution. Many times if you're a manager and you work, you will always have problems. And you will go into conflicts. Now when you go to a conflict, what happens? You go to the court. How many people prefer to go to the court? Not many people like to go to the courts because courts are always demanding, long time, and it's, you need to allocate resources for it to be successful. So worldwide, many companies, they decide to go to arbitration. What is arbitration? Arbitration is when you go to المركز اليمني للتحكيم. And you have heard of المركز اليمني للتحكيم. It is the Yemen Center for Arbitration. Basically, you go there. It's like a private sector court. You go to them and you say, hey, look, we've got this conflict between this person and this person, this company and that company, and we want you to be an arbitrator. Okay? And then they will sit there. They will see what you say, and they will make a decision, just like a court. Sometimes some of the contracts, they will agree. If you and I go into a contract, we can agree on the contract that if something goes wrong, we both agree that we will do arbitration. And we also agree on where the arbitration will be. Let's say the Yemen Arbitration Center for. Do you see? This way, in case of conflicts, we already know what to do. We go to this arbitration. Do you guys agree? What is mediation? Mediation is you get someone in the middle. Someone come in the middle. The first party explains, the second party explains. This is what I think is correct. This is what I think is true. And then this middle, whether it's an entity or an individual, can help the mediation. So that's the end of this political